Greetings, one and all. Welcome back to NHL 18 franchise mode with your London Lions. Yes, we are back here once again for episode 4. We went on a 5-game winning streak early in the season. However, we have now gone 6-4-0 in our first 10 games of the season, with David Pastrnak leading the team with 12 points in 10 games. Now, before we get into this episode, I would just like to say that this is being recorded at the time just before the second episode of this series is going out. Have to record them in batches so that there's enough for you guys to watch and you guys keep coming back and watching it, and so I don't miss a week, then you guys get annoyed. And somebody in the first episode, I believe it was Connor Nealt, I will put your comment up on the screen now, said that we should have called the arena the Lion's Den. That's a brilliant idea. Why didn't I think of that? So, the nickname for our arena is now going to be the Lion's Den. It will still be known as London Arena because I've tried to change it and I don't think I can. I might be able to in the off-season. We'll take a look. But we are now called the Lion's Den is our arena. Okay? Happy? Happy. Good. So, we're going to go to the calendar and we're going to simulate through the next 10 games of the season. We'll be 20 games in. See if there's any changes we need to make. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, up to the game against the Dallas Stars. We have a game in the Lions' Den against the Flyers, and we win 5-3. Then in the Lions' Den against the Canucks, we lose 3-0. So we've got the amateur scouting call. The scouting is very helpful in this now. So, I think we should scout in the OHL for 6 weeks on forwards. Roster management, Tyler Myers is available to play. Best lines, please, game. I think they're pretty much the best lines anyway. Roster management, Jerome McGinley will go best lines with the concussion stuff. And we get a shootout win against the Columbus Blue Jackets in Columbus. Jerome McGinley is available to play. Marvellous, that's good. Back in the Lions' Den against the Boston Bruins, we take a 2-1 loss. Then against the Winnipeg Jets, a 2-1 shootout win. So we're still above 500. A 5-2 loss against the Red Wings. A 6-1 loss in the Lions' Den against the Panthers. We're not doing well at home at the moment, are we? 5-2 win against the Preds. We have a game against the Blackhawks. Joel Edmondson has been injured with a bruised arm. Not very good. A 5-2 win against the Blackhawks. Against the defending Stanley Cup Pittsburgh Penguins, we take a 6-2 loss. So to start the season, we are 11 wins and 9 losses. We are still above 500. That's pretty impressive for probably the worst team in the league, I must say. So now Ricard Raquel is leading the team with 18 points in 20 games. So let's just take a look at the standings of this team. So Stafford has got 16 points. Pasternak's dropped to 15 points. So he hasn't really got that many points in this last set of games. Got a lot of guys with 15 points, though. Mike Fisher's doing very well for us. 15 points in 20 games. Very nice indeed. So Drew Stafford is doing well as well. Michael Grabner on 14 points. Our plus-minus isn't doing too well, though, at the moment. So we might need to sort some stuff out. I'm thinking we just go to halfway through the season and we see what happens. Because we're not expecting to do amazingly this year, are we? Because it is our first year and we have a pretty poor roster compared to other teams. So let's go up to halfway through the season, which is 41 games in. So it's another 21 games we need to sim. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So we've got up to the away game against Philly. Here we go. So a home game against the Dallas Stars. And we win. Good. A victory in the Lions' Den. Away against Minnesota, we get shut out 3-0. Joel Edmondson is back. That's good to see. An away game against the Capitals in the Verizon Center. A 7-5 victory. And home roster management. Qualifying offers. Yep, that's fine. An overtime loss against the Maple Leafs. That's a shame. Against the San Jose Sharks, a 3-1 win, and then a 4-3 loss against the Anaheim Ducks. We're getting some one-goal losses here. 3-1 win against the Calgary Flames. Then against Ottawa, a 3-1 win. Good, we're on a 2-game win streak. 3 wins in our last 4. Against the Oilers, a 5-2 loss. Okay, the win streak is snapped. Against the Rangers, away, a 2-1 victory at Madison Square Garden. Against the Buffalo Sabres, a 4-3 loss. Against the Vegas Golden Knights, once again, can we get a victory against them? Oh, come on, we've got to. Amateur scout, lovely. We should probably start scouting some goaltenders, right? Who's got the most goaltenders? The Q. Okay, we'll scout goalies for 3 weeks then. Against the Vegas Golden Knights, a 5-1 victory. And then a 5-3 victory in the Lions' Den. So, the Florida Panthers won our 4th round pick of this year's draft and Fedor Tutin for a 3rd round pick in the next year's draft. No thank you, I'm alright. Home against the LA Kings, we're in the Lions' Den. Can we get a victory? Yes we can, we're on a 3-game winning streak, 4 in our last 5. at the Pepsi Center in Colorado. Connor Brown's been injured with a sore hip. That's a shame. Against Colorado, we win 2-1. Against Carolina, we lose. So we're on a 4-game winning streak there. We've hit 20 wins in the season. Connor Brown is back for the team. Against Montreal, a 2-1 win. We are actually doing really well here. Against the New Jersey Devils, a 3-2 loss. Against Tampa Bay, a 4-3 shootout loss. We get a point, better than nothing. Against Arizona, a 3-1 loss. And then we've got a game against the St. Louis Blues coming up. The Honolulu Heat, their chemistry isn't too good at the moment. Let's scout forwards in the W for 6 weeks. There's almost 200 of them. Bloody hell. Against the St. Louis Blues, we shootout win. Good, we get 2 points there. Sami Vatanen's been injured, but it doesn't look like it's too crazy, because otherwise we would have been told about it. Or we might get told about it later. So, 23, 16, and 2 to start our first inaugural season. Halfway through the season, we are currently second in our division. Wow, really? That's pretty impressive. And David Pastrnak, 37 points in 41 games, I should say. I was about to say 42. 36 points for Ricard Raquel. These guys, I put them on the first line and they're producing. Mike Fisher having a brilliant time here as well. A plus 11 as well. Connor Brown, 29 points. He's doing well for himself. Drew Stafford, 29 points. Michael Grabner, he's getting less points on there, but he's putting up points. That's all that matters. So some good guys here. Jerome McGinley, only 14 points on the season for him. Antoine Roussel, he's only had 14 games. Xavier Wallet, he hasn't got any points. Antoine Roussel, 5 points in 29 games. That's not really that impressive, but we need some of those depth guys to get it going. So, I'm feeling quite good about this team. I'm feeling quite happy with it indeed. You know what? I'm just happy to just take this up to the trade deadline, really. Take it up to the trade deadline and see what happens. Because we'll see what trades are available. There isn't really much I want to change here. We're second in our division. I mean, we've got to keep going, because otherwise we'll miss it. But, yeah, should we just go to the trade? Yeah, let's do it. Oh, my AHL team is really doing badly. 11 wins, 25 losses, and 5 overtime or shootout losses. Well, at least our NHL team is doing well. So we start with a game against Philly, an overtime win, good. And then a 2-0. We have not been able to beat the Canucks so far this season. Shootout win against the Columbus Blue Jackets. 3 past regulation wins in the last week. Okay, so now we're starting to pick up some losses. If we get like 30 wins in our first season, I'll be pretty impressed. 2-1 loss, then a 5-1 loss. Okay, we're on a 4-game losing streak, sorry. The first time I think we've been on a losing streak of that proportion. So, let's see what happens. Owner goals update, let's have a look. We are now a playoff hopeful. Good. That's what I like to see. So we're now a playoff hopeful. Let's try and beat the Stanley Cup final Nashville Predators, and we do it. And against the Chicago Blackhawks, a shootout win. Good. We scratch off that 4-game losing streak with a couple of wins. We got another loss there, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. But what can you do? Against the Dallas Stars, we take a shootout win. We'll take wins however we get them. Home game against Minnesota. Oh, player meetings available. Let's have a chat with some of the guys. What they want to say. Mike Fisher, what's up, buddy? Feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good about your performance, but you got to respond favourably to my tone. It's currently an 81 overall. Roster management, Brian Dumoulin's injured, not a problem. Best lines against Minnesota. 1-0 win. A shutout. A shutout for Mike Smith. Oh, hello. Oh, my goodness. So, the New York Islanders want to give us Josh Bailey, a 6th round pick in the draft, and Cal Clutterbuck for Fedor Tutin. Now, at the moment, that jumps out to you like, wow, we're getting a really good deal here. However, Josh Bailey, he's got 1 year left on his contract, he's injured, and he's a second-line forward at 82 overall. That would be a pretty nice pickup for us, I must admit. Cal Clutterbuck, on the other hand, he has 5 years left on his $3.5 million deal, and he's 78 overall. So I don't want Cal Clutterbuck at all. Josh Bailey and a New York Islanders 6th round pick, actually, is quite a nice pickup, and the trade value is way in our favour. However, they might not do this trade because Clutterbuck isn't in it. So if Tutin goes out, that means that Wallet is in. And in terms of left wingers, I'd like to look at players. If we look at the left wingers, Michael Grabner, 81 overall. So the only decent guy we've got on the left wing is Michael Grabner at the moment. So if we picked up another guy at 82, then he'd be able to support our top 6 group. We'll try that. So we'll try Fedor Tutin being traded to the New York Islanders for Josh Bailey and a 6th round pick in this year's draft. Will that go through? No, it won't. Okay, so what I expected, they wanted Cal Clutterbuck in there. They wanted us to soak up the cap. Brian Dumoulin's back. We lost against the Capitals. Bit of a shame there. Going to the Air Canada Centre. A 7-1 loss against the Maple Leafs. Oh, Jesus. Home against the San Jose Sharks, who are 45 wins on the season already. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Well played, San Jose. Nice job. Wow, the Honolulu Heat are not having a good inaugural season. 3-0 loss against the Sharks. Joe Morrow has been placed on waivers. Nah, he's only 72 overall. I've got prospects that are better than that. Josh Bailey and Cal Clutterbuck for our 4th and 5th round picks of this year's draft. No, I don't want that. So against Anaheim, a 4-2 win. Good. 30. We've got 30 wins on the season, but the losses are starting to creep up to match the wins as well, which isn't too good. The simulation is taking a long time now, interestingly. Usually it takes a lot quicker than this. Maybe it's to do with scouting or something. Nope. Shootout win against the Calgary Flames. Good. So we're on a 2-game winning streak by the looks of it now. So we've scouted there twice. We've scouted here once, scouted once. Are there any players? Oh my god, there's loads of players in the SHL. So we'll go 3 weeks on forwards in the SHL. Okay, against Ottawa, away. 7-1 win. Nice. More player morale meetings. Let's have a chat with the guys, see what they want to say. Mike Fisher, what's up, buddy? Proud of how the team is performing. We can always do better. You like the firm approach? I bet you do. And then we've got a home game in the Lions' Den against the Edmonton Oilers. Beautiful. Let's do this. 3-2 loss. So close. Lions' Den against the Rangers. We win 4-1. Nice job, gentlemen. Away against Buffalo. 3-1 loss. Come on, let's get a win against the Golden Knights before the trade deadline. We're going to take a proper look at this trade deadline. And an overtime win. Beautiful. So 34, 27 and 2. We might actually make the playoffs in our first season. We are 3rd in our division at the moment. We're 3 points back from Winnipeg. We're 4 points up on Nashville. Wow. This is actually pretty impressive, if you ask me. First, let's take a look at this upgrade and maintain. I upgraded some stuff right at the start of the mode, so let's just repair everything. Get this out of the way. We don't really have that much money left anyway. So we'll repair those 2 things, and we'll repair this parking lot. We got any more money to repair stuff? Yep, we do. Just about. Nice. Okay, so we're repairing everything, making sure it's ready come playoff time. So we're at the trade deadline. Let's take a look at this team. So, we've played... Wow, Mike Fisher is currently leading our team in points. I was not expecting that. He's got up to an 82 overall. This is why I signed a guy like him. David Pastrnak 2nd. 51 points in 63 games. So, giving up the 1st and 3rd round picks have been worth it for us picking up David Pastrnak. Ricard Raquel, he's almost got a 50-point season. These guys will hopefully grow in the off-season. Connor Brown on 45 points and Drew Stafford on 40. I think Drew Stafford has found a new home with the team. Pretty impressive there, fellas. So Jerome McGinley is a -20, but we won't talk about that. So Mike Fisher, very happy. David Pastrnak doing well. He's almost he's got 20 goals. Connor Brown's got over 20 goals. We haven't really got many goal scorers. We've got more assisters on this, haven't we? The scoring has kind of been shared out between the group. Michael Grabner on a 38-point season. Very happy that he's kind of he's happy. Oh, hello. What's the points like for the rest of the league? We're not going to be up the top without a doubt, but I just want to take a look. Yeah, 70 points, and then goals 43. Bloody hell! Assists 56 for Jaden Schwartz. Wow, he's on 75 points already. Wow, God, there are some good players up there at the moment. So, looking at this team, our defence isn't hugely strong. Let's take a look at these lines, shall we? Let's edit the lines. So, our top group is fine. They're producing points. The next line is producing points perfectly. These other lines, they're not producing that amazingly. Defence is kind of slacking for us a little bit, if you ask me. I'm going to swap Vatanen and stick him on the first pair. Fedor Tutin's been quite useful down here, but we can trade him if nobody wants him. Scratch Wallet and Anderson, so that's not a problem. I think it's goaltending. I think goaltending's the big issue. I think we're playing Chad Johnson more than we're playing Mike Smith. So maybe it's a case of we need to look for what goalies are on the trading block. If we do that, that would make the most sense. So propose a trade. We're at the trade deadline. If we could pick ourselves up a solid goalie that could hopefully play with our team for quite a while, then we might be set. So there've got to be ones that are on the trade block. Jonathan Bernier, no, not really interested in that. Purely for the fact that he's only 81 overall. Anti-Ranta, 83 at 28. Don't really want that either. Tuukka Rask would be wonderful, but it's not going to happen. Robin Lehner or Steve Mason, that would be very helpful. Getting ourselves an 85 guy. That's one we'll look for again. So we'll look at Buffalo again. Scott Darling, no thank you. Sergei Bobrovsky, Korpisalo, 81 overall. He would be a brilliant pickup, but I don't think it's going to happen. Calgary, Brian Elliott, nope, I think I'm good. Corey Crawford, nope, he's getting a bit too old for me. Semyon Varlamov, no, he's had a massive drop. Ben Bishop would be a nice pickup as well. Buffalo seems to make the most sense at the moment. Peter Mrazek, nope, no thank you, you're only an 83. Cam Talbot would be nice, but too much trade value for me. Roberto Luongo, he'll be retiring within the next few years anyway, so I'd rather not. Jonathan Quick, way too much trade value. Dubnik, way too much trade value. Carey Price, definitely not. Al Montoya, not too bad though. 82 overall. Corey Schneider, nope. Quite a lot of these goalies aren't very happy though. Pecorine, 87 at 35. That would be pretty decent actually. That is a guy we could pick up. 2 years left on 7 mil. You know, he's injured though. That's the problem. I don't want to pick up an injured goalie. Because we need a goalie that's ready to play straight off the bat. Henrik Lundqvist, he's too old for me. Although that would be awesome. But I'm not taking Henrik Lundqvist away from the New York Rangers. He's got to retire there. Nope, nobody there. I'm thinking Buffalo makes the most sense here. Matt Murray, nope. The Sharks, they've got Jones. Allen, nope. Hutton, no. Tampa Bay, they've got Valashevsky, who's played quite well. Toronto, they've got Frederick Anderson. Yeah, I think it's definitely going to have to be the Buffalo Sabres. Marc-Andre Fleury, an 86 overall. And Winnipeg, just to check. DiPietro, Helbiak. Okay. Yeah. Oh, and Washington. But they've got Holtby, which is too much for me. And Grubauer. Grubauer's alright. So yeah, the Buffalo Sabres makes the most sense to trade for. I would say we should go for Robin Lehner, because he actually still has a chance to grow. He's got 2 years. Actually, Steve Mason only has 1 year left on his contract, though. So if we could take Steve Mason, he's 29 overall. I don't know. Extension type. They don't have extensions. He's waiver eligible. I don't know. Like, we could go for Robin Lehner. He would probably demand less money, in fairness, and we've got him for 2 years like that. And he could grow into maybe an 86 or an 87. So we're going to go try Robin Lehner, because there isn't really much in the difference between them. We're going to offer Mike Smith, who is getting a monster contract, I just might add there. So Mike Smith for Robin Lehner, and we've got to chuck in something else. Is there a skater matching the block? Sami Vatanen, Tyler Mike? No, I won't give away any of those guys. Ryan Pulak, Charles Houdon, Cedric Paquette. Cedric Paquette would be good, but he hasn't got much trade value. I'll give away Ryan Pulak if you want. And what draft picks we got from this upcoming draft? Got San Jose's. We've got a second round pick. I wouldn't really like to give up too many picks though. Can I give one from 2020? So I'm going to try Mike Smith, Ryan Pulak, and a 2020 third round pick in exchange for Robin Lehner. Will that go through? No, it won't. Okay, I didn't think it would. Okay, so we're going to have to find something that's of more value to them. Because I would really like a good starting goaltender here. Now, I could give away somebody like Vatanen, Ekholm, Myers, but I wouldn't really like to do that. So let's just check all the skaters and see who has some value here. Vatanen, Grabner, Popkev, Nolan Patrick up at an 81 overall. Perfect, so he'll be ready to go next season. Might bring him up in the playoffs. Popogev, no. Houdon, Pulak. Nah, I'm gonna end up giving way too much away, and I want to be in the driver's seat here. I'd give up too much, I think, if I do any of this. You know what? Let's find somebody who wants Fedor Tutin, because apparently there are some teams out there that would really like to pick up Fedor Tutin. Yes, let's get rid of that trade. So the Columbus Blue Jackets interested in a return of Fedor Tutin. The Chicago Blackhawks, I meant to say. Just Alex DeBrincat, that'd be awesome. But I don't think that's going to happen. So, all skaters, please. I need somebody with like little to no value. Prospects would be good, in theory. Not Desjardins, though. Anybody here? Jordan Tutu, Michael Kempney. No. Poltkin, he's 60 at 19 years old. No, thank you. 73 at 25 for Tanner Hero. Well, that would be a nice pickup. Especially depth-wise. Roosevelt and Kruger. Let's go for Tanner Hero. 73, 25 years old. Fedor Tutin for Tanner Hero. Will that go through? Yes, it will. Huzzah! Right, welcome to the team. So, best roster. We've got Xavier Wallet in there now. People are upset that we traded away Fedor Tutin. I don't know why. Should we trade away Jerome McGinley? Because chances are he's going to retire at the end of this season. I don't want to trade away Mike Fisher because he's actually playing really well for us. But if we trade away some of these weaker guys, so let's see. The Winnipeg Jets are interested in taking Jarome Iginla. Okay, well let's see what you've got available then, lads. If we drop to about here, Dan Girardi definitely not. Marco Darno, 79 at 23. Yes, I want Marco Darno. He's a guy that's bounced around the leagues. Or bounced around a few teams recently, and I think he deserves a proper chance. So Jarome Iginla for Marco Darno. Will that go through? No, it won't. Okay. Let's chuck in. Can we chuck in another prospect? What else we got here? Pitlick. Yeah, let's chuck in Pitlick. Why not? No, they'd have more than 50 players in the organisation. So let's take a look at draft picks. I'll give you a low round. I'll give you a 7th. So, Jarome Iginla and the 7th round pick for the London Lions for the 2018 draft for Marco Darno. Will that go through? No, it won't. Okay, interesting. Okay, so we won't go a 7th pick. Let's go a 6th pick. Will that go through? No, it won't. Okay. What about a 5th pick? Will that go through? No, it won't. What about a 4th round pick? Will that go through? No, okay. Right. Let's promise to retain some of the salary, shall we? So let's retain half of his salary. Or, no, not half of his salary. We'll retain 25% of his salary. $600,000. Will that go through? Right. Okay, we'll retain half of his salary. It's not going to be a huge problem. We're literally talking about $1.225 million for 2 years. I think that's all right. That'll do. So will that go through? Oh my god, what is wrong with you? Okay, so no worries. Marco Darno. I do really want Marco Darno, though. Maybe not for Jarome Iginla. Skaters matching the block. Let's have a look. They do want Iginla, though. Iginla's got that much trade value. Well, these guys have slightly more trade value, but these are the guys that I want to keep. Josh Anderson isn't really playing for our team, though, is he? So, Josh Anderson. Josh Anderson for Marco Darno. Will that go through? No. Okay, right. No worries. So, we've ended up not really trading very much. We traded Fedor Tutin, and that was about it. So, we won't worry about that. Not a problem. Team status hopeful. Team chemistry caution. Oh, God. So, we're going to skip through the trade deadline, and we're going to go towards the end of the season, and hopefully we can make it to the playoffs in our inaugural season. Here we go. So, game against the Islanders, a 6-3 loss. Not the best way to start post-trade deadline. But, hey-ho, what can you do? Season ticket sales, over 50% of them sold for next season already. Okay, against the Kings, a 2-0 loss. Not good. Oh, Mike Fisher wants to meet with us. And Tanakiro wants to meet with us. Hello, sir. How are you doing? Demanding tone. Yep, demanding tone. He likes that. Okay, against the Colorado Avalanche, 5-2 win. Good. In the Lions' den against the Carolina Hurricanes, a 5-3 win. Joel Edmondson has been injured with back spasms. That's a bit of a pain in the ass. 3-2 overtime win against the Montreal Canadiens. We've scratched away those 2 losses after the trade deadline with a couple of victories. We'll go 3 weeks on defenseman in the Swedish Hockey League, I think. Home against the Devils, an overtime win. Away against Tampa Bay, a 3-1 loss. We were on a 4-game winning streak. Then it's snapped by a loss. Let's not go on a losing streak here, fellas. Good, a 5-1 win against the Coyotes. Against the St. Louis Blues, a 5-3 loss. Okay. We're kind of going 500 at the moment. Another player morale. Xavier Wallet is very upset. Look, be nice. Locker room is somewhere you enjoy being. You're an 82 overall. You're doing really, really nice. Lack of ice time. You respond favourably to my tone. Okay. Against the Philadelphia Flyers, a 4-2 loss. Against Vancouver, don't lose. We cannot beat Vancouver this year, can we? 4-0 victory. Shut them out in Columbus. Good. Good to see. 40 wins on the season. Tyler Myers has been injured with a pull groin. He'll be back April. Ooh. Okay. Loss against Boston, a win against Winnipeg. Right, so we're coming up to our last few games of the season. Oh, God, there's loads of players in Russia now. There's so many more players available. Right, so we've taken a loss against the Detroit Red Wings. We have 4 games left in the season against some pretty difficult customers. Where are we? We are now 4th in our division. We are 1 point behind Chicago and 1 point above Nashville, 2 points above Dallas. I am not going to miss the playoffs in our first season. Mike Fisher, 65 points! Wow, this is doing well. So, we are going to look at our lines. We need to check to see what's going on here. So, Grabner, Raquel, Pasternak, Stafford, Fisher, Brown. Yep. Anderson, I'm going to play you on the third line. Jerome McGinley, you haven't had a very good season. Devontae Smith-Pelly, what on earth are you doing playing on defence? Do I not have another defensive guy? Okay, so let's go to roster moves. That might be a good idea. Let's bring up a defenseman that might be able to actually help our team out. So in the system, defenseman, please. Ryan Pulock, 76 overall. Well, it's going to have to do for now. So, best lines, please. Ryan Pulock is happy because he's been called up. Or he should be happy. I mean, Honolulu haven't really had a very good run of it recently. So, a couple of my guys very upset. But, you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles, gentlemen. And if we go best lines... Yeah, there you go. Pulock's in. Perfect. So, that's the best that we can do for now. Oh, Lord. We really need these players back. So, we're going to go period-by-period simulation for the last few games until we secure that playoff spot. We need to get this. Come on, London Lions. If we can get this in our first ever season, that will be incredibly impressive to make the playoffs. Like, let's check where the Vegas Golden Knights are, because they're the other team that have joined the league. They're right at the bottom of their division. And the wild card spots are currently going to Los Angeles and Vancouver. So we really need to get the third spot in our division. We've got a game against Chicago. We've got a game against Nashville. So we need to win both of those games without a doubt. We've won 41 games this season, which is incredibly impressive. But we need some wins here. Here we go. Period by period simulation in Florida. So none of their fans are going to be there in the first place. Barkov against Pasternak for the opening face-off. Come on, London Lions. Let's do this, boys. First period. Okay, it's a 3-2 game. So Stafford, Zingle with a pair, score on Roberto Luongo. And Barkov and Skeevior score on Mike Smith. 10 shots to 9 in favour of the London Lions. Second period. Okay, it's a 5-2 game. Raquel and Grabner with a pair of goals. 21 shots to 15 in favour of the Lions. I like this, guys. And third period. There you go. There you go. So that's a win. We needed that. We absolutely needed that, because I think we've got the Blackhawks next. No, we have the Nashville Predators next. Oh, Lord. Right, so Chicago Blackhawks have one more point than us still. Oh, come on, fellas. Come on, let's beat Nashville, because then they can't catch up with us. Here we go. Mike Fisher, your old team. I need you to clutch this for us. 66 points on the year for Mike Fisher. Zingle against something Smith for the opening face-off. Come on, London Lions. First period. Okay, 2-0 lead. Connor Brown and Antoine Roussel score on Pecorine. 11 shots to 5 in favour of the Lions. Well done, gentlemen. This is good. Second period. Okay, so still a 2-0 game. I'm going to go times 8 simulation for the third. 23 shots to 16 in favour of the Lions. Oh, a power play for the Lions. Can they get it going? No, they cannot. Okay, no worries. We've got that insurance marker still. But let's add a third one. Even though a 3-goal lead is the worst to have in hockey, let's try and get it for the London Lions. If we beat Nashville, hopefully Chicago can drop a game, and we should be in third place. A power play for the Predators, but it's to no avail, as the London Lions shut out the Nashville Predators. Nice work, gentlemen. Oh, this is close. So Chicago, they've won another game. We need to beat Chicago here. If we don't beat Chicago here, then we're not going to make the playoffs. Oh my God. This is coming right down to the wire. Here we go, against Chicago. Let's get this win and we go up to third place. And then all we need is one win against Pittsburgh. Here we go. Jonathan Toews against Ricard Raquel for the opening face-off. In the Lions' den. Let's do this, boys. First period. Okay, so 2-1 game. Good. Jerome McGinley. Thank you, sir. Ricard Raquel score on glass. Where the hell is Corey Crawford? Ryan Hartman scores on Mike Smith. 11 shots apiece in the Lions' den after the first period. Second period. Okay, it's a 3-2 game. Pasternak scores, but Richard Panik scores. 21 shots to 20 in favour of the Blackhawks. Going to go 8-time simulation for the third period. Get that insurance marker, Lions. No! Jordan Tutu scores, and the game is tied. London Lions, don't take this to overtime. Win this game. London Lions, come on. We need to make the playoffs in our first ever season. Come on, London Lions. Come on, London Lions. Score the goal, please. And we go to overtime. The London Lions are going to overtime in probably the most crucial game in the season. Overtime. Oh, God. We're going to a shootout. Please, London Lions, get this win. Otherwise, we might not make the playoffs. Shootout! Yes! Michael Grabner, Sami Vatanen and David Pasternak. Kane and Keith score for them. But we get the win. So they get a point, but we get 2. Oh, so that means we're tied in points now, but we have more regulation or overtime wins. It's coming down to a game against the defending Stanley Cup Pittsburgh Penguins. Oh, we are not getting any luck here. This is incredibly close. Dallas are completely out of it. It's between us and Chicago. If we win and they lose, we're through. If we lose and they win, they're through. If both of us lose, we should be through. Here we go. At least take a point in this game, London. Our last home game of our inaugural regular season. Here we go. Against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Let's get a win here, lads. Come on. Ryan Zingle against Sidney Crosby for the opening face-off. First period. Okay, it's a 2-1 game. Oli Marchand and Scott Wilson score on Mike Smith, but Connor Brown scores on Matt Murray. 15 shots to 7 in favour of the Penguins. Come on, London, in the Lions' den. Second period. Okay, they score again. It's a 3-1 game. Trevor Daley, 22 shots to 13. We're going to go times 8 simulation. London, yes, Jerome McGinley. I thought about trading you, but you get a goal to cut the lead to 1. Beautiful. Let's tie this game, London Lions. Come on, Lions. We're in the Lions' den. Do it for your fans. A power play. No, Sidney Crosby. Go cry in a corner. Come on, London. Fight back with 2 quick goals. And no, Fatty Kessel gets a goal and it's 5-2. A victory for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now, did Chicago win their game? Did Chicago win their game? No! We did it! Yes! The London Lions, for the first time in franchise history, their inaugural season, have made the playoffs with a record of 44, 36 and 2. It took to the last day of the regular season. Whoever beat the Blackhawks, I absolutely love you. You are my favourite team ever. Oh my goodness, the regular season has ended. What a way to end that, folks. And Tyler Myers is back for the playoffs. That's what I like to see. Oh my goodness. So the NHL regular season has ended. The Honolulu Heat finished last in their conference. They didn't do very well. I didn't really put too much attention into them, did I? So, remind me guys, next off-season I need to focus also on the AHL team. Get some good players to play for them. Right, okay. The AHL regular season is complete. Owner goals evaluated. So, we got 35 wins this season, but we didn't get 21 sellouts in home ice. Okay, fair enough. And we start the playoffs against the Winnipeg Jets. Oh, this is going to be a tough one, isn't it? So, I want to take a look at our team as a whole. If we take a look at the team leaders, Mike Fisher, 67 points on the season. 61 for David Pasternak, but he was a -5. Raquel with 58 points. These guys are going to grow. These guys are going to grow in the off-season, and it's going to be brilliant. Connor Brown, 55 points. Drew Stafford with 50 points. He had a brilliant season. Jerome McGinley, 29 points, but he got some crucial goals. Chris Tierney, nice job, son. 42 points on the year. Wow, there was a very nice split of the points. And our team in general, we had, 44 wins. We had more goals for than we had more goals against than we did goals for. Whoops. Power play goals, 48. We had a 21% power play. That's actually pretty impressive. That's second in our division. Wow. Short-handed goals against, 4. And our penalty kill, 77%. That wasn't even the worst, but that's not very strong. Our away record was much better than our home record. Home record, we pretty much went 500. And the last 10 games, we went 5 wins and 5 losses. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have made the playoffs for the first time in franchise history. That's just fantastic. And we're playing against the Winnipeg Jets for the first round of our playoffs ever. Can the London Lions win the Stanley Cup in year 1? I highly doubt it, but now that we're in, anything can happen. So I'm going to end this video right here. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have enjoyed. Please feel free to like, subscribe, share, or watch one of my other videos. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.